The training hall hummed with quiet anticipation. Rows of cadets scaled, feathered, plated, and cloaked in shimmering hides waited as the instructor strode to the center. "Today," he said, voice sharp enough to cut steel, "you will prove your worth. Build a weapon. Use only what is in this room." The aliens exchanged confident glances, claws flexing, eyes flickering, pupils adjusting to every light change. To them, it was a simple challenge. An exercise in shaping energy, bending alloys, summoning symbiotes. A ripple of laughter spread toward the back row. Someone whispered just loud enough to carry. "What can a human do? Wave a spoon at us." Jason McCree sat 3 seats back from the speaker, elbows on his knees, hands quiet, head slightly bowed. He didn't respond. He didn't need to. The instructor didn't smile. He only gestured for them to begin. The room erupted with movement. One Silvix cadet hissed and spread its claws over the floor, drawing glowing arcs in the air as its species' natural electrokinetic ability condensed plasma into a blade that shimmered with lethal beauty. The edges crackled, occasionally popping with silent blue flashes that danced across the walls. To its left, a Talon cadet crouched low, whispering to a fist-sized seed it retrieved from its personal kit. Within seconds, it bloomed into a coiled bioform, its stem writhing and expanding until it hardened into a dark green stinger, pulsing with reactive toxin sacs. Its arm pulsed as the creature latched onto the Talron's limb, biologically syncing. Another cadet, a massive quadruped from the Carry region, pulled apart the instructor's bench with careful reverence, using its rear limbs to shape the reinforced alloy into a wide hammerhead. Vibrational nodes activated along the sides, causing a low thrum that could be felt through the floor tiles. The room shimmered with danger. Energy twisted in ornate curves. Stingers hissed with biochemical precision. Blades hissed like whispers from ancient war gods. Each cadet added something: ceremony, tradition, memory. Their weapons were more than tools. They were identities. Jason still hadn't moved. His arms remained on his knees, a single finger tapping lightly against the seam of his uniform. His eyes tracked each cadet, but he gave no reaction. It was only when the last alien had stepped back, weapon held high or humming at their side, that he stood. Several turned to watch. One chuckled. Another murmured something in their dialect that translated loosely to, "He's surrendering." Jason walked to the front empty-handed. He paused before a chair, simple, regulation-made with composite with steel support bars. He crouched beside it. Some of the aliens lost interest. Their weapons, glowing and humming, needed fine-tuning and admiration, but a few still watched, curious now. Jason gripped the front leg of the chair. Then he yanked. The dry crack echoed across the training hall like a gunshot. Several cadets flinched. One dropped a tool. The Kumari's hammer paused mid-vibration. Jason held the broken leg in one hand, the jagged end pointing away from him. He sat down cross-legged and lowered the tip to the floor tile. He began scraping long, smooth pulls. The sound was unpleasant, with grating against ceramic surface, back and forth, calm and deliberate, not rushed, not showy. The instructor had turned toward him, silent, eyes narrowed. "What is he doing?" whispered one of the Silix. "Sharpening," replied the Talon. "Like a predator." Jason didn't stop until the jagged edge was thinner, cleaner, still crude, but honed. The tip wouldn't pass a military inspection, but it would pass through flesh. He stood, chair leg, stance loose, weapon held low. He didn't look proud or defiant, just ready. Without a word, he turned and faced the reinforced training dummy, set in the back of the room. It was made of hardened plastic steel alloy resistant to plasma, bioacids, and impact. The Kumari's hammer had left a scuff earlier, no more than that. Jason adjusted his grip, feet shoulder-width apart. Then he hurled the spear. It spun once in the air, twice, then struck. A thunderous thud echoed. Splinters rained down. The broken leg buried itself, nearly a quarter-meter deep into the dummy's chest. It groaned against the impact, the metal frame inside shuddering under the force. No one laughed now. The sound had stopped most of them mid-motion. Some were still holding their weapons. Others had unconsciously lowered theirs. All eyes were on the splintered spear vibrating slightly where it had embedded itself. The instructor walked forward. He didn't say anything at first, just examined the dummy. Then Jason, then the spear. He tapped something on his data pad. "Note," he said aloud. "Humans don't need technology. Anything can become a weapon." Silence returned heavier this time, the kind that pressed against your skin and made the air taste different. One of the Silvix cadets, the same who had formed the plasma blade, walked stiffly to the dummy. He gripped the protruding spear with both hands and tugged. Nothing. He tried again. Nothing. A third attempt using his lower pair of arms for leverage. Still nothing. Jason finally spoke, voice low, angles wrong. It splintered on entry. The Silvix froze, then stepped back. The instructor turned to Jason. "What do you call that?" Jason shrugged. "A spear. Back home. Kids make these when they're bored." No one dared speak. The bioweapons pulsed a little dimmer. The plasma blades wavered. The hammer was placed gently on the floor, and the chair spear stayed stuck in the dummy's chest for the rest of the day.